next. Today we're gonna make some end tables for the lake. I'm gonna make it look watery and then incorporate some rocks collected at the lake. It's gonna look dope. Stay tuned, here we go.
Yeah. I said,
So what you just saw was me making the mold. We're going to tape all this up with sheathing tape, fasten it to the sides, caulk the inside of the mold. Even if you're not filling every area, I've made the mistake before, cover the whole thing with sheathing tape. You'll never regret it. Doing a mold this way takes all the math out of it, right? Just line it up with one edge, butt everything up against each other.
for the finer things, know what I mean? Running from a past you've been holding so close. Girl, I wanted it to
We're going to seal the edges. We're going to mix epoxy 1:1 and mix it with some acetone, also 1:1 to 1:1. Whatever, how many ones that was. We're going to take some foam brushes and go around each of the edges. Let it sit overnight, and it should be good to go for a pour in the morning. As you can see, it's a little bit liquidy. Just cover all the edges with this.
doesn't make you smile when it's cloudy. Now I'm lost. Which is wrong, which is right, the final boss. He been putting up a fight, but I win, cause I know how you get overwhelmed. Don't need the added stress.
Highest priority, first step, make sure all of your stuff is level, your table, your molds are all level, all the way across. Otherwise your epoxy is just gonna ride to one side and it's just, it's gonna be a headache for you. Next step, make sure everything's clamped down. Really pouring is 85% prep, 5% pour, and then 10% fix any mistakes that are coming up. So it's like, it's a lot of prep. The more prep you do, the better pour you're gonna have. It's not worth skipping steps. It's
Oh, I love it. Late at night on the road and you can't say what you mean. Oh, I love it. So routine got you on my live screen.
Here's where we're leaving it for the night. I would have liked it to be a little bit darker, but I don't want to mess with it too much from here on out. All right, after meticulous choice, we have chose the stones that we want in there. Again, these are stones that my mom and my sister picked up at the lake. So here's what I think the final look's gonna be. I tried to mimic a cave here. I didn't want to overdo it with the rocks. So yeah, let me know what you think. These rock formations, geologists, come at me. These ones are cool too. These are Petoskey stones. It's up in northern Michigan. Yeah, I had to use that one, and it's sweet because it has like this jagged edge, which mimics this whole cave like this.
I know how you get overwhelmed. Don't need the added stress. No, I know how you get little smile, brown-eyed girl obsessed. Oh, I love it.
All right, so after a little bit of a catastrophic failure, the white just phased out way too much. Got really hazy in here. So then I tried to add some turquoise. I don't really like it. I can add blue, or I am just gonna take these two tiny syringes and I'm gonna try to suck out as much of the light blue as possible. After I do all that, hopefully I can pour a little more clear and restart it. Got everything pretty much syringed out. I filled up probably half of what I poured with the syringes. Looks good. There's still a little bit of haze to it. Going forward though, I am going to let it start curing. Then we'll come in, add the white. Should, hopefully, solve the issue. All right. We got it all nice and hard. We're ready for the final clear coat. As you can see, we can kind of scuff up the surface. I like to use either like a 220 grit, give that epoxy resin something to bond to. And don't worry about the scratch marks. They will dissipate once the epoxy is poured over top of them. So here we go.
Get a signal and I'll still make the turn, headed home. Make me laugh, my key to pill. Do you know that I know? Getting hot in here, no Nelly, drop the low. Cause you know I'm on my way, you best be ready. Gotta go on the road. No, I'm not trying to sound petty. No, we gon' be late. 30 minutes.
So next part, we're gonna flatten these down on the planer, 12 by 12, come to size. And then we're gonna get these legs cut out, give it a nice ratio. it'll essentially end up looking like this, and then this shelf here will be about walnut, I think, and match the top. So yeah, that's where we're going with it.
Can't say what you mean, oh I love it. So routine, got you on my live screen. I'ma feel we going left, right, no holding back. You're running all night, I'm like a track. Oh I love it, love it.
So here are 4 legs. We're gonna cut them down, rough size them on the miter saw, and then we'll get them to final size on the table saw. So with the legs, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take out half here, and we're also gonna cut out a little portion, like a 3/4 inch, a 3/4 inch here, a little square, where the shelf, the bottom shelf will sit. All the half lap joints cut out. Now we have to cut the little piece here for the shelf, a little dado, I don't know what you call that, little indent. And essentially, this is gonna be our shelf. We're gonna glue a couple pieces of the walnut together, and then height-wise, will be the thickness of this wood. This is a little bit over 3/4 inch, but by the time I plane it down, probably be 1 hair under. So we're gonna go with, what is that, 11/16 of an inch for the indent height on these. So that's what we're gonna do on all of these pieces, all 8, and then we can glue up. So let's get after it. So we got all the legs cut down. The good thing is they're all exactly the same, so you can just like repeat all the cuts. So we have the half lap joints all on the top. We got the 11/16 gap, indent, whatever you want to call it. I really don't know. Rabbit through the bottoms. And again, that's where this shelf is gonna sit. So next steps, we're going to take 2 pieces of each. We're gonna glue. So we'll have, at the end of that, we'll have 4 groups of legs, and that will leave us 4 more top pieces that we will then dowel into each set so that we can make the square. If that makes sense. If not, I'm going to show you anyway. So alright, we got the legs all put together, just some glue, butt jointed. Tried to make it not as hard as it needed to be. I was gonna do dowels, it just was not going well, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be that strong. They're just small end tables. They're just gonna be here to hold like a drink or something. Cut out the shelves, and then we'll finish up the tops. So here we go. Actually, a little bit of happy accident. I think I like them slightly oversized and sticking out on both the front and the back. I think I like the style there. So I'm gonna leave it slightly oversized, get these tops going. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna cut this down to size on the table saw. Note, this is probably the biggest thing. We got rocks in here, little stones. You're gonna wanna avoid that. Make sure if you put anything in your epoxy that you are measuring, and you're gonna avoid those stones at all costs. You'd hate for your blade to kick one of those. We're gonna take it pass by pass. We're gonna lower the blade down, probably do 3 passes to cut all the way through. Now we're gonna take it to the planer. Since I don't have my routering bit to flatten it, we're gonna just ruin our planer bits since they need changed anyway. So that's the goal. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's hope it all goes well. Real quick, look how dope that looks. That's pretty sweet. Alright, back to it. Alright, we are dry sanded up to 1000 grit on the epoxy, 220 on the wood. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put our finish on, which is going to be Rubio Monocoat. What you will see is the layer of wax there, and that's okay. You know, it's a little blurry when you're looking at it. So what we're gonna do next is come back with wet sandpaper and do all the epoxy only with wet sanding, and then we're gonna polish it, and hopefully that takes away that little wax look on top of the epoxy. It's looking good. A little bit left in the tank here, and we'll be done. It's looking good though. Tip for wet sanding: you have a little spray bottle of water. Do not attach this to a vacuum. And what you'll do is you'll just spray this out in front of the sander the entire time. Just keep like a little bit of, we'll call it like swirl, like white swirl. You'll see it, and it's gonna kick places, so don't wear your nicer clothes. This is my first time polishing, so we're gonna try this out. And a little drill attachment. Shit. Plastics. And a little drill attachment. Polish up the epoxy, and I think it'll make it super clear. So if you learned anything, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know any tips or tricks that you have, and keep your stick on this. I'll see you in the next one.